To be present, we must be intentional, and to bear fruit, we must feed the soul. You're listening to Pause, Sip, and Ponder. Welcome back to another episode of Pause, Sip, and Ponder. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time, welcome. This is a podcast where we talk about everything and anything in the aim to give you some encouragement, some hope, some inspiration, and where we do some storytelling from our own experiences, learn from one another, grow together. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Today is going to be a pretty heavy, yet I think it's going to be a really good conversation, something that I think all of us should take time to confront and also, ponder on, as it can also strengthen our character. It can also bring encouragement to others. So today we're talking about how loving is hard, most specifically forgiveness. But we wanted to kind of do it in a way where it's not so much about talking about a specific person or anything, but really also evaluating ourselves, and how sometimes we can be at fault. And we know that, holding, bitterness towards someone or not being able to forgive, it's a journey. No one's perfect. But here on this podcast, we get very vulnerable. But we do that in the aim to encourage others and to also let other people know that, we're also trying to figure it out and trying our best to be better individuals every single day. And so I'm so excited to have my guest here. I have my friends Aaliyah in the blue and Alina. And I was just saying how they look so cute together with their colors, and I'm over here all dark. But I will just introduce how I know them. So I know Aaliyah. I was her youth leader when she first started attending our church, and I wanted her specifically to be here because I've seen her grow so much, and just from sharing her stories and being so open and seeing her growth, I thought, and she loves to talk. She loves to talk, and so I thought she'd be a great guest speaker today, and I know that she'll have a lot to share as well and bring something to the table, as well as my girl Alina over here, who is also one of my good newer friends, but we connected so quickly, I think because of just, how we're able to relate on so many different topics. But I wanted her on the podcast because you are also a great speaker, but also your vulnerability and being able to be open, and you have so much empathy and understanding for people. And so, yeah, I thought you guys were great candidates to be here.
Thank you.
So thank you for being here.
So
I know.
happy to be here.
How do you feel? I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but how do you feel about this podcast and this topic specifically?
I'm excited and nervous at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Alina?
I'm glad to be here, and I like being vulnerable, so it's okay. I can talk about things because there's always a learning opportunity. So just super glad. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and
it's a privilege.
Yes,
privilege.
I'm so excited to have you guys, and it's so honored. And I'm sure I'm gonna learn a lot from you guys. That's why I really love having guest speakers on here, because it's my time to learn from other people. I think when you're, if you're by yourself all the time and you're thinking or pondering on questions, or when it's about relationships or love or anything really, sometimes it's good to be surrounded by other people to get, their insights, because we can get so hard on ourselves and think things so internally and so, strongly, and where we can completely be blindsided by other perspectives. So I'm excited. So as I said earlier, rather than just talking about the people who've done us wrong, that's not the goal here. We hope to take this opportunity to evaluate ourselves, actually. So I did a scaling kind of game where I will give scenarios, and we will rate ourselves and how well we're good at something or how poorly we are at something. And this is not here to, we're not doing this to compare, we're not doing this to really compete, oh, who's a better person or who's better at what, but really for ourselves. And I think when someone may have, I think we'll be surprised of how we can also, evaluate ourselves. If someone like affirms something to you and you're like, what? I never seen you to be that, or like you're really surprised. We can see ourselves in one way and another person can see it in another. So I think it'll be interesting. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and our rating system is from 1 to 5. So if I say like, I don't know, I'm an honest person. And so 1 being strongly disagree, and then 5 being strongly agree. Kind of like when you're in work, like the self-evaluation that you have to do like at your job. It's kind of the same thing. So are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right. And once we give our answer, so I'm going to count out. So we're like 3, 2, 1, and you show me on your fingers, show each other where you think you're at. Okay. And you can change throughout the conversation, and we'll just see how it flows.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. The first scenario or first phrase is, I'm aware of the areas I need to grow in. Okay. Wait, let me think for myself.
Okay, 5 minutes.
I know, right? 5 minutes. Maybe the longest podcast ever. Okay. You guys can tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Okay.
2, 3. Okay, we're not comparing here. Okay. Maybe I'll go down. We'll see. Who wants to volunteer first to kind of share why they think they're there on that scale?
I can go.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I have some kind of self-awareness, but every time you like talk to somebody new, there's like something that they could like add on to it, and then you can be like, oh, I didn't think of it like that way. So maybe I know like some of it too, but like, I'm not gonna know like everything that I could like work on, because there's so many things I could work on. But it's fine, just giving yourself that grace to be open to what people have to say, which is like fine.
Do you spend time often on ways you can grow, or do you really get it when someone might comment on something? Or
Yeah, I always try to like journal. Like today I was like trying to figure out how to balance like my financial, like social, and then like my health too, because I was like spending so much time trying to figure out how to like make the specific like chart on like Excel. It's so embarrassing, but like I love using Excel. It's like it's a great tool. Yeah. But like there's so many things that you could just like plan and like to work on, but sometimes you kind of just have to trust like your habits and like go with the flow. And if you're gonna grow in that area, like I don't know how to say this, but you just have to balance it out and stuff. And I'm just really blessed to have like a family who will like point out, hey, like, why did you do that, or why did you say that? So I'm always like open to hearing what they have to say. It was like, oh, like, should I have done it this way, or should I work on like listening more or something like that. But yeah.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Aaliyah?
For me personally, I said 3 in a neutral side, because I don't want to be so confident to myself that I no, that's pertaining to you. No, because you journal a lot, so like, but me, I don't. So I don't want to be so sure and be confident that I know myself that well, because I know I have so much to learn. But it's very natural for me, like for example, like a very busy day happens, and it's very natural for me that before I go to sleep, I reflect on myself, just thinking about it. I don't write. I'm not that crazy.
Just like this.
No, I'm not that crazy, but yeah, I like to go over to just like step back and breathe and go over what I did, all the things that I say, especially the things that and sometimes I get convicted, and sometimes I learn so much, so I know how to be better. Every single day. And so, and I still like learn from people like really close to me whenever I talk to them, the things that I need to improve and the things that I need to stop. And the things that they get inspired from me. And yeah, I'm really grateful because I have those friends that tell me that who I really am, and based on their perspective, and I could really, tell, like, just evaluating myself almost every night, to know if I have hurt someone, or just those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Now I feel bad because
Don't feel bad.
I actually no. I'll say this. Even though I said 4, that's not always a good thing. I think. Well, for me, like I feel like I'm so self-aware that I think about it a lot, where I'm too hard on myself at times. That's why I'm so self-aware. Like I'm really, I definitely know the areas I need to grow in, and that, again, that's not a bad thing, but what that can cause is not being able to have grace for yourself, and where you'll just overwork yourself too. Oh, my bunny just came in.
Hi, Bugs Bunny.
Do you think you could put him back in the room before he chews our wires? Actually, I've had various podcasts where she would always come in. You can get her
Bugs.
a fruit or a vegetable or something, or ask Kelsey maybe.
Ate, is this being loud whenever it shakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to hold it.
Yeah, or you can hold it like in the bottom, like with
Hold the bottom, the base.
Yeah, that's what I do, but it does that when I move. I can hold it. It's stable like this.
Okay then. That works. Whatever works.
All right. Sorry. Let me see. I'll just restart what I said. All right. So even though I said 4, I think that's because I'm so self-aware of the areas that I need improvement, where I can be a little bit hard on myself. So I'm always thinking about how I can improve and how I can be better. And so anytime that I get like constructive criticism, I will think about it for like a week. Again, like, it's not bad, but if you're not giving yourself enough grace, or giving yourself a little bit more credit as to how you got to where you were, it can be a little too much. So
True.
although I say 4, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like super confident in myself, but I am very aware, because I always strive to be better, to grow. I'm always open to hearing what people have to say, and how I can improve. I mean, I think we all try and strive to be better, at our jobs or in our relationships, spiritually. So yeah, I would say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a 5, so you're not confident.
No. There's always be room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That was a good first one. All right, the second one is we kind of talked about that. Oh, we'll do that. All right, the second one is, I take constructive criticism well. Okay, are you ready?
Wait. Constructive means like the negative ones, or?
Constructive? No, not necessarily. No,
Okay.
it's someone who wants to help you improve.
Okay.
And then giving you kind of some pointers
Like
on how to
specific-
improve. Yeah,
Okay.
not criticism, but constructive criticism.
Oh, I see.
Like,
I see.
you could do better in this, rather than saying like you're really bad at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone want to share?
I can go first. Next time you go first.
Okay. We'll take turns.
Yeah, I would say 4, but not 5, because again, I don't want to be so overconfident. But because whenever I get like even the smallest comment about like in everything that I do, I really think about it for a while, and like there's like like some like stuff that just stays in my mind that I can't really forget ever, which really helps me because there's like 2 different constructive criticisms for me. The first one is like the one that I'm aware of already, and the second one is I'm not aware of. So like it's hard to like really learn from the one that you're not aware of, but at the same time that makes me want to remember it more, because I know that even though at this age I can't understand what it really means, that I don't understand why people told me that, I know for a fact that when I grow up I'm gonna have to go back to it, and I'm gonna finally understand what they mean, and I trust people enough close to me that even though I don't understand them at the right moment, I know, when I grow, I'm gonna understand. So I really like taking, just having any type of comments. So
That's really good. That's really good. Were you always like that, or?
yeah,
Did it
ever
take-
since I was a kid, I
Oh,
would
that's
remember,
awesome.
and I would remember. Oh my gosh, every single person that would tell me bad things or good things, any type of criticism. So I just,
Yeah. Take it. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Thank you. How about you?
Okay. I don't know, like sometimes when I remember like the constructive criticism, like when I reflect back on it, I'm like, sometimes I get hard on myself. I was like, oh, like what, like I didn't try hard enough on this. I have to put like more effort. But then I like remember that these people wouldn't just tell me that if they didn't want me to improve, right? If they are just like coddling you, then they don't really like want to see you grow, right? They want to see you just like where you are. But once you get like that constructive criticism, that gives you like a different perspective on like looking at yourself, so that you can find that area to grow. And it's almost like motivating, but it is hard. But if it's not hard, then you're not growing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it comes back to like that self-awareness thing too. I'll say for me, I think it started off like growing up. It started off from like only improving for the sake of keeping peace, if that makes sense. So like for instance, like grades, right? So like grades were so heavy, and maintaining good grades growing up, and so I would, have to take those constructive criticisms so I can avoid, getting in trouble or being yelled at, right? So it was more like people pleasing before. And I think later down the road, I started realizing like the difference between those who criticize me and who actually care about me. So then I think I've learned to see the difference in between those, so that I always say that if someone gives me like some constructive criticism or whoever it is, I'll always say, oh, thanks, I'll take that into consideration. I don't automatically assume or agree with what they're saying, but I take it with me and evaluate it for myself, rather than being like, okay, I'll do it, because you can self-sabotage yourself into saying yes to things that may not be for you.
True.
So yeah, I would say that.
Yay.
Okay, next question.
I'm gonna think.
I started off easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was just the icebreaker?
No, these are the questions, but I left the easy ones in the beginning. All right. The next one is, I ask for help when I need it. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let me know.
Okay.
Okay, ready? And go.
Okay.
You always say 3.
I know. I was so
I'm
torn. I
neutral.
almost said 2.
Really?
But then I was like thinking about the different areas of my life.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it
too.
doesn't have to be strictly. It could be, 2.5 or something, 2.75. So, yeah, I guess I'll go first since you guys. So I said 2, because one, I like to have a sense of control, and knowing. I know there's some faults for that, or fallouts for that, when you feel like you need to control things all the time, and so and also I had to grow up really independently at like a really young age, so I had to kind of figure out things by myself, and so I think that also kind of caused me to be hesitant in asking for help, or also I don't want to be a burden to other people asking for help. So I've gotten better though, and one example I always use is Mary Rose, because she has been such a great help. Like literally without Mary Rose, I don't think Positive and Ponder would have grown so fast in a year without her. So it was really tough for me to ask for help, because for so long I was always doing it by myself, and if it worked, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was sufficient or it was the best way to do it, you know, or I would come out burnt out or, you know, uninspired. So I'm still working on it. I think I'm getting better. So I'm like almost a 3. But yeah, sometimes my friends will even see it too, and I'll be like carrying I'm the type to carry everything, like physically. Like if there's like an event, I love to just be hands-on all the time.
Yeah.
But I've had a friend who gets where I'm at in life, and he's always like, can I carry that for you? And he knew, like, he was meaning that in an emotional and mental way for me too, and that was so affirming to me, because I'm like, yeah, I'm literally holding something, but he knew deep inside, like, you know, you don't have to do everything by yourself. You know, you have people to support you, and so it's really great to have those friends, you know, always be willing to help out. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. Hello. What about you guys?
For me, I would answer it in a sense that where am I now? Where I am now. Yeah. So so right now I think I would say 3, kind of 4, asking for help, because I know that I have the people that are reliable to get help, you know, to get help from. And mostly the help that I need are mostly words, advices, those kind of things. And I just love being around with, you know, older people, because they give the best advices, and I can learn so much from them, because it's either they've already gone through it, or, you know, they've seen it a lot. And yeah, I think it's like when I need it, I actually, you know, like, I'm not shy to ask for help, because it wouldn't hurt to hear a different perspective than what I see. And yeah, that's how I think that's how you would really like level up in life. It's when, you know, you talk to the people that already have gone through the things that you're going through right now.
That's good. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like some people are just like, they understand like your goals and are so willing to help you, but then there are some people who are just kind of like, I don't know, it's hard for me to ask like for help for people like I don't know as well. But I think when it comes to family, like, it's really easy to ask for help, but if it's like people I don't know that well, I feel like it's a little bit harder, but I just do it anyways, because I was like, oh, if I don't ask questions, how am I gonna learn? So yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I really agree with you, and maybe I'm more of a 3 now for listening, because I do crave people's like advice and wisdom. It's so important. So yeah, I really agree with that. Right, and are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
No, but let's
We're going
go
fast. No. All right. I can sometimes give too much of myself to others.
Ready?
Right? Like, oh, I journaled this earlier.
You guys can go first.
Oh, we have to have our number.
We have to show our number.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
My first 4.
Your first 4.
Very neutral over there.
Yeah, I'm very neutral.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Alina?
Yeah, I'll go first. I don't know if it's just because of like, the eldest daughter of like the first generation family. So like, you know, I want to give and I love like helping. And I think it's a little too easy, like, because, you know, you were talking about like people pleasing earlier, like, yeah, like that was me, or like just like saying, yeah, like, yeah, okay, like, no worries, like, definitely I'll do this for you, but I have to like take a step back, and like I have to think about like, what do I already have like planned, and does this like align with like the goals that I want to have? Like, yeah, I want to help people, but you know, if I keep giving all, but then I don't have time like or room to like grow for myself, then I won't be able to like help people as much as I really can, right? Because if you're always giving, like, you don't have the capacity to like care for yourself, and then like You can't like give it back anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's where I stand. So like a 4. But you know, me time is important too, so that's why it's not a
Sure.
5.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Should I go?
Yeah.
What did I rate myself?
4. You said 4.
4. Oh yeah. I rate myself a 4 because I was the same boat too. I think first generation daughter as well. There's a lot of pressure on there, and so you're kind of expected to give a lot of yourself and kind of figure out things for the family or figure out things for the sake of others or helping others. And so giving and hospitality in general, I feel like is very embedded in who I am. And I have a great joy in helping and serving others. But it can cause me to be like, I'm super empathetic. Like the moment someone tells me like something they're going through, I will pray and think about it for like a week. And that's not bad, but it can prevent you yourself from taking care of yourself or checking in with yourself.
True.
Like if someone is going through something, I will try to figure out like how can I help them lessen the load, you know? And so, yeah, I think I love that analogy that I forgot who said it, but like if you have like a jar of hearts and you use your hand to put it into someone else's jar, or like, you know, you're using your hand, which is like your effort, right? But you're also tearing a piece of your heart into them, you know, and sooner or later you're gonna run out of hearts, you know, and you have to come to realize that you have to be filled up too. You have to be, you know, taken care of as well. And so, yeah, sometimes I won't remember that until I'm exhausted, whether it be emotionally or mentally, physically. I won't know till the worst thing, right? And it's so bad, but because I love it. But yeah, I feel like I need to work on a little bit more of having the boundary of like, you know, I can't solve everyone's problem. I can't help everyone. I can't, you know, I can't always solve everyone's issues, you know, because I just feel like people naturally gravitate towards me anyways when it comes to their issues, which I'm really honored by and love to be known for that. But yeah, just taking care of yourself is really important too. Yeah. How about you?
For me, I said neutral because I can't really tell. I haven't really like think about like myself giving so much for others. I don't think I can answer it myself. I think, you know, that the people around me could answer that if I'm giving you, you know, because I feel like for me personally, I don't give enough for, you know, for the people around me, because I'm also busy with my personal life. And yeah, I don't think I give that much. But one thing's for sure is that when someone asks me for help, I would do my best. If I really need to give everything, I would make it work. And yeah, I really agree to Ate Puli when she said that when there if for example you have a problem, like, you know, like she really strive to help you, and sometimes I get to be like that, and then I realize I can't do anything. I can't make their life perfect because I, you know, there's so much going on my end too, and yeah, that's why I just give prayers. But yeah,
I'll pray for you.
I'll pray for you.
It's like, can you help me move? I'll pray for you.
I'll pray for you. I'm busy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
That's so
sometimes you
real,
really
yeah.
need to sacrifice. Yeah,
Sure.
you really need to sacrifice, and that's how I think people get drained also because they
Yeah.
give too much. But yeah, yeah, for me it's nice to know what boundary that you have, and you know, and in what extent you can help and not, because you don't want to, you know, be unbalanced with your life and other people's life, you know.
Yes. Balance. Yeah. It's like an everyday struggle. Balance.
Time management.
Time management for sure. Oh gosh. All right. Thank you guys for your openness. All right, next one. I am able to circle back and calmly discuss the problem and reach a solution. So like if you were to have a certain what do you call it? Argument with someone, are you able to circle back and keep your composure and have a healthy conversation? Okay? Or how do you react? We could talk about that too. Okay, ready? Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, ready, set, go. Actually, no.
This is my first five.
Is he 5?
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It
5.
will
but
like eat me alive if I don't have like a good like relationship with a person, especially someone who's like close to me. Like
Yes.
I will say sorry until like a bajillion times until like they're like, it's okay, like it was like literally fine, like you don't have to keep like
Not a big
saying
deal.
sorry, like it's just whatever.
Like, no, but sorry.
I was like, yeah, but I like,
Sorry, I said sorry again. Sorry.
exactly.
sorry.
Like just like please forgive me, I promise I won't ever do it again. Like come on, because if I'm in a bad like what do you call it, like bad standing with somebody, like that will eat me alive at night, because
For
I don't want to go to
sure.
sleep like being angry at somebody. I used to do that before, and it's just like it can slowly deteriorate inside.
Mm.
Deep breaths.
Thinking about it, yeah.
But yeah, like I just can't. It just makes me like so sad, and I can't continue. I think it'll like just clog up too much like mental space. Like it'll
Sure.
live rent free in my brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What about you, Leah?
For me, I say 4 because I love it. I love that. I like talking things after something that happened, because that's when you can literally, talk about it piece by piece, and that's you don't have to, you don't have to prove who's right or wrong, but like you'll see who really humbles themselves down. And like you can see like what happened, because sometimes it's not even the person that is wrong, it's a situation, it's something that they did, and it truly clarifies it. That's why I really like having conversations after, like really calmly, and look back at everything that happened, because either, even if you don't, if you do it or no, the benefit of doing it is you can fix it. But if you don't risk doing it, you can't fix it. Yeah, but at least you have a choice to fix it, because we always want to have good relationships with people. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I agree too. I feel like I never really raised my voice in any. Of course, if it's like someone like a family member, like you're just prone to like have your voice be a little bit higher because you've been living with each other. But if it's someone I really care about, I say 4 because like I stay really calm. But I think what I tend to do is that I will have to sit and process everything before, I'm not automatic where I'm like, okay, let's lash this out. I've gotten a lot better actually, but before I just like bottle up and would have to process everything, and it would be really hard for someone to be like, can we just talk about it now? I'm like, no, I literally like I need to think about what to say, because I don't want to say the wrong thing, and I need to process everything. And I'm also a crier, so while we're trying to figure it out, I will cry too. But because I'm also with you, where like I can't go to sleep without having some type of resolution, like not to say like we're perfect, like everything is good, but to have some type of assurance that we will be able to move past this. And I've learned, like, even just my relationship with Gil, it's like we've stopped like being petty, because I remember in my past relationships, like all the guys I was with, like we would like just be okay with not talking in the car, like for the whole ride after some argument. But I'm thankful for Gil, because we don't run with errands. We don't continue our day without discussing, but he will give me as much time as I need. And so that's been really helpful in helping me vocalize things. And I agree with you too. It's not about who's right or wrong, you know. And I think it's what's really important is how we react to things, like because sometimes our anger can get ahead of us. And so yeah. But I've gotten better at it. I can't stand like arguments. Like I just get it's so awkward. Like
the tension.
Yeah.
I hate tension.
Yeah, but I'm like the same where I'm like, I say sorry a lot too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will not stop asking them like, can we please like just figure this out? Because some people aren't ready to. And some people don't want to.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
Yeah. They need their own time too.
Yeah, but kudos to us for being able to remain calm in really hard situations and arguments with people, because it's not easy. So yeah. All right, so next question. All right, I am able to forgive easily. Okay, hold on, let me think. Okay, so remember 1 being not so well, 5 being really good. Ready, set, go. Wow!
Why are we all like so similar with each other?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I feel like I forgive a little too easily. Yeah,
Should've said
because
6.
Yeah.
I was gonna put like the 5, right? But I was like, no, I'll put 4 because it's not like that for every situation.
Yeah.
Because like if somebody apologizes to me, usually I'll be like, no worries, like no worries. Like that's what I used to say before, you know. But that's not me anymore. Now,
Changed.
yeah, now I tell them like how I felt in the moment, right? Because if you just say like no worries, it's okay, brush it off, that's like a boundary that you're setting. But if you tell them like, hey, this is how it made me feel, like, and you don't want them to overstep that boundary again, you don't want them to think that it's okay for them to do it again because they're gonna keep treating you like that, or like sometimes they will even like push your limits to see like how far they can go to like disrespect you. But you just have to give yourself that like respect, and you have to like let them know too like how you felt, or else you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't let them know that it actually made me feel like horrible or sad or angry or upset or something. But yeah, now I try to just think about it before like I forgive them. I will always forgive them. And I would like hope that they would also extend that kind of forgiveness and understanding towards me too. But now I have to tell them how I feel too, so that just like so they know, and not to like, yeah, you have to like set your boundaries.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, my brother's going. Yeah, we'll just wait until he logs. No, he wasn't.
Hello.
What time is it, Moses?
What time?
What time is it that you got home so late?
Oh,
You sound like my mom.
It's not even on.
yeah.
Curfew 8.
Or, yeah.
All right.
Or they'll see what you tolerate. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can go next. I also forgive way too easily, like a lot. But again, at default, I will always forgive someone. But I think one thing that I was that I realized about myself later on is that I would forgive, but I would also expect them to give back the same, you know what I mean, like the same energy, you know. So it's like, oh yeah, I forgive you for blah 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 blah, and they're like, cool. Or they will take advantage of that forgiveness that you always give, and so then I feel crazy because I overgave my forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you feel crazy again because it's like, no, I forgiveness, you know, is something that we should always strive for, because I mean, we're not perfect ourselves, right? But it does become difficult when people push our boundaries and don't respect us. So yeah, I would only say 4 because it's very easy for me to forgive. And I'm trying my best also at the same time not to expect them to give the same energy. Otherwise, I feel like it's not true forgiveness, but just for a matter of like keeping the peace, you know, or showing like I'm the bigger person. And sometimes we have to do that, but sometimes it's not always necessary. It doesn't really get reciprocated, and maybe they take it negatively too. So, yeah, forgiveness is hard. And in that way, and where it's like you want to give genuine forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
Especially, you know, with Jesus giving us the full ultimate forgiveness for things that we don't personally deserve. So we will never reach that perfection of forgiveness, but to be able to strive for that is so difficult. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say 4 too, because I like forgiving. I really would love to forgive that easily, and it's because Jesus taught us to forgive, and I wanna follow, and I trust what He says, and I believe in, like how people say forgive and forget, or forgive but not forget. But for me, in order for you to fully forgive is for you to forget, because Jesus, to be like Christ, you don't list the wrongdoings of the people, and it's the same thing. It should be the same thing for us. We should forget, and for me, I'm thankful that God worked through me, that I'm able to forget, because I don't know if, like, in some way, I believe I forget because I could care less anymore. It's like I'm too busy with my own life now to to still dwell in the past, and the things that the people that have done wrong to me, or the things that I have thank you.
Thank you so much, Moses.
um yeah yeah, and I believe, if you forget, that's how you truly learn how to forgive. I honestly, like, don't believe when people say they forgive but they never forget, because you still care so much. You still can't move on about it, so that's not really truly forgiveness, like what Jesus has always been doing to us. And yeah, thank you again.
And I thank you.
But yeah, really, like, if I would like think about the word forgiveness, it will always follow with the forget, because that's how I see myself actually forgiving that person. If like someone else just brings it up, and I'll be like, oh, you remember that? I don't even remember you did that,
Yeah.
like, for example, I'm sorry I did this here. Wait, what did you do? Like things like that, because you don't dwell on it, you don't make it a big deal, you just forgive them. And yeah, and I can't like take any credit from that, because I only got that because of Jesus, because that's how he did that. So that's how I learned to forgive and forget, and fully, genuinely. Yeah, and I'm still striving, so it's missing one. It's not
Yeah,
five.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I applaud you for that, because I think I did realize later on that I would I wouldn't like tell them either, but like I mentally and emotionally, you kind of count the times that you forgive, especially if it's someone who repeatedly like does the same thing over and over and over, and it can get really you lose your patience, and you kind of become drained from pouring more and more love to kind of make up for their something that they can't do, or that they can't make up for. And so it's tough, especially if it's happening over and over again. And but it's always going back to how Jesus forgave us completely, and that he doesn't be like he's not like this to us, where he's like, well, didn't I already like forgive you before? Why are you doing that again? Like, he does not do that, which I can find myself doing mentally. I don't say it to this person like particularly all and verbally all the time, but sometimes as humans, we're at fault for when we can point out something and make it seem like, well, I forgave you so many times, shouldn't you give back, you know, the same energy, like I said earlier? But that's a real test of our character at the end of the day. And so it's really up to us how we react to things. You know, it's not the amount of times you forgive someone. I mean, Jesus said, like, how many times you should forgive someone? It's 70 times 7.
Yeah.
And then it's not like literally like, and then you run out. It's like, you know, for all of your lifetime, just continue to forgive. And not to say that'll be easy, but I know that in God's mysterious way, he will give you the peace that you need. Even if you don't reach that ultimate satisfaction in a relationship that you have, you know, or something. So
Yeah, and the way I really like to look at it is, like, for example, if someone did you wrong, don't think about them doing you wrong. It's the enemy in them. It's the devil in them. And so, like, if they keep like hating on you, like doing stuff at you, you yourself, you have to keep loving them. You have to have the
Counter.
Jesus in you. You know, that's like, you know, that's how you fight them, and not doing bad thing to the bad thing that they did to you. And because you would always want to think it's not them, you know, it's still the enemy working through them. So you just want to, you know, pray, you know, because there's spiritual that's going on. So that's how I like looking at it. It's not them. They're still nice. I still want to I still want to see the good in these, you know, people.
yeah.
And then if they keep on doing like the same thing, like wrong, and you have to keep forgiving them for the same thing, that's when you really have to like pray for them, but then also understand that like maybe like you try to find like the root of the problem. Like maybe it's like the type of environment that they grew up in, or like what they experienced in the past, and that's how they react to things now. And you know, I just try to like be understanding of other people, or maybe they just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. You know, so you never know what's like going on in someone's life. So I would only wish for them to extend that understanding to me too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you learn that as you age too. Like an example, I was talking to a friend yesterday, how like because it was my first time seeing him since like middle school, and we talked about like how much we grew as a person and whatever, and we talked about like Asian parents and stuff, and how when you get older you start to realize like all they've done for you, and you become more appreciative, and you kind of understand you know, why the way they parent you, you know, this stuff like that. You develop more of a compassion. But yeah, it's all really also about like taking time to understand the person, and to see where the root of the problem is. So it's very true.
Pass the tissues.
Pass the tissues.
First go.
Soon. All right, you ready for the next one?
Ready.
You might cry. We'll see. The next one is, I have shown forgiveness for myself, or I am able to forgive myself. Okay. You guys ready?
You get stunned?
Hard no. No.
We're thinking.
I think I'll
We're pondering.
We're pausing. Oh, the sip is over there, but and pondering.
Always pondering.
Yes.
Major pause.
Yeah.
Forgive yourself.
Okay. Ready, set, go. Wow.
I can't do that. It's like crooked.
I'm between 3 and 4, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Does anyone want to go first?
I don't know. You go first.
I guess I'll go first. I don't think I've gotten first. Forgive myself. I would say I'm definitely better. Like I used to like really look at my past a lot, especially when I was a little bit immature and I was still new to my faith and really knew my worth. And also before I really knew how much God saw my worth and how he values me, even with all the things that I've done in the past that I'm not proud of. So it took a while. forgive myself. Let me think if it's anything in particular.
You forgave yourself and forget.
Actually, that's the
I
thing.
forgot.
It's like I think I would forgive, yeah, and forget, but only because I just didn't want to remember anymore. You know what I mean? And then it creeps up on you later. I'm like, oh geez, like I didn't like fully confront this. I didn't, I didn't allow myself to really. I like to see it as like you're mourning your past self, and so it took me a while to forgive, myself, and because I've always been really hard on myself, and so I have to also forgive myself from doing that too, so I think that's why I'd be between a 3 and a 4, because also like I just don't have time to self-pity myself as much. Not that I don't doubt myself ever, but I just, it's definitely more good than bad of how I see myself and how I reflect on myself. So yeah. But that could just be the safe answer. I don't know.
I'm thinking about same
it's
answer.
pretty deep. I was pressured because that was the first one.
I can go next.
How did you rate yourself again?
I put a 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question was, do you forgive yourself, like that, right? Yeah, I would say like I forgive myself like most of the time. And I tell myself like, everything's gonna be okay. Like I don't want to have like stress, or I don't want to have like anxiety, so I'll just like push it away, right? But then like I didn't put a 5 because I was like, oh, what if there's something I'm like forgetting to forgive myself for? Yeah, but I think that's really it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
For me, because you know how, like, for example, there's something that happened, like, for example, you and me, but nothing really happened between us, okay? But
Scenario.
yeah, so like there's something that happened between you and me, and then I forgive you or you forgive me, and then we look for a way how to work it out. So that's what I do with myself. Like, for example, like I did something and I don't forgive myself for it, but at the same time, I ask myself, why did you do it? What came into your mind, why you did that? And I try to just communicate with myself, like, what works out for you? What do you think, what area in your life we need to, work on? What do we have to change, or what do we have to improve on? And I think that's how I learn to forgive myself, because I give allowance that I'm a human too. And yeah, I'm a human too. And so I just tell myself, it's okay. You're still learning. You're still growing. You're so young. Yeah, so that's how I do it.
I'm
So
so
I would say
happy.
3.
Yeah.
Healthy.
That is very healthy.
Yes.
I love myself. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Very healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like it's rare where I'll remind myself that I'm human, especially of course if you're, you love to serve the Lord and serve the people and serve the church, and sometimes it's and again, this is the how we narrate in our head, or how the assumptions that we make, or the expectations we put on ourselves. But sometimes it's like, especially if you live in a kind of like a public view. I'm not like popular, but like my profile's public, and this podcast is public, so it's kind of hard not to have error in your life or to show proof of error. But that's why I love my podcast, because the whole theme is about being vulnerable and showing our shortcomings. But I guess for someone who a lot of people look up to, that can, and cause some type of pressure, and so it's very hard for you to like forgive yourself if you've done something wrong or you had a shortcoming, because you were so fixated on trying to accomplish it the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I think I have space for one more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was fast.
It was fast, but we're already at 55 minutes.
What?
For the pause.
Okay. All right. I think I'll do this one as the last one. Okay.
Okay.
Last one. Overall, I am satisfied with who I am, or am sure of myself.
This is probably the lowest number I'm ever gonna rate.
Really? Okay.
Oh. What should be like a 3 or 2? No, I don't know. Not a 2.
Jeez, I'm kidding.
Pondering.
This could go different ways.
Okay.
Different
Yeah.
perspectives. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Wow.
Whoa. Oh,
peace sign.
You almost went one.
No. It's the crooked. Crooked finger.
Wow. Okay, this is the first time we had like a big variation.
Yeah.
It's the
The
last
scores.
question.
Okay. Wants to go first?
You
Who
go
wants
first.
to- me. I feel like it's fun being me. Like,
Aww.
yeah, I feel like it's fun.
We think so.
That.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
must be nice. I'm just kidding.
no, like, I don't know, you like wake up in the morning and do some work and then walk my dog,
You're
and I'm
satisfied.
like, yeah, but I don't want to be too comfortable, you know.
Mhm.
And then I feel like there's always like room for growth, which I like. You know, it's like the journey; it's not the destination. But yeah, I would say like for the most part, it's like pretty fun, and I have a good support group, and you know, I have everything I need and abundance to it. So I'm very blessed, and like I don't want to take like anything for granted. So I want to show like gratitude, and like I also extend like the gratitude, or how do you call this? You want to extend gratitude every day to like everybody like you can too. So I feel like I'm in the position where I'm able to like help others as well. So but I don't know, I think it's good. I'm blessed, and I'm like very thankful, because I wouldn't have gotten here without like all the people in my life who've like helped me, and of course God, number one. So yeah, just happy to be here. Okay.
Love that. Yay, thank you. Actually, before we move on, what is something that you, I don't want to say love about yourself in a self-indulgent way, but just like something that you appreciate, you know, God instilling in you, or the type of gift that you have? Yeah, what would that be?
Me.
Yeah.
Can we circle back to it?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go next if you want,
Okay,
if you're
yeah.
not ready. Okay. What did I rate? 3. I said 3 because it's better than 2. I'll say that. It's getting better. I feel like just because I always feel like there's always room for improvement for me, so I can't say that I'm totally sure of myself. But I would be like between 3 and 4, because and it took me a while for me to gain confidence in myself, and especially learn the confidence that God gives you. Because the moment that you place your confidence in someone who literally created you and knows everything about you, and sees you as beautiful and wonderful, all of the things that you doubted about yourself no longer really matter, or, you know, are not really a thing, or something that, you know, and so I think that's why I would be like 3 or 4. I'm not exactly in the place that I want to be. I always envision bigger, better things, but what always brings me back, because sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves and be like, oh, well, I could have been here by now, blah, blah, blah. But I always have to go back to gratitude. I think gratitude is so important. No matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what level you're in, no matter what job you have, you came from somewhere. And so I'm thankful for, how much I've grown, and I don't take it for granted. And you wouldn't have been able to be where you are without the wisdom that you had to go, you had to pick up through the trials that you were placed in. And so, I think that's where I'm at. And I'd love to continue to grow and improve as a person. And I think that will always be a journey. Like, we'll never stop, growing and changing. And that's another thing too. Like, we're always changing. And we have to be open to change as well in order to grow. So, yeah.
For me, I said 2 because I think I have so much like way. You guys are way ahead of me. In different
what age?
height. No, but yeah, I feel like just in general in different areas in life, I feel like I truly think that I have so much to go through and to learn, and I guess I did too because I don't. I am, don't get me wrong, but I am so blessed where I'm at right now. In everything that I do, I'm so blessed, but I just have so much plans for myself that I think I'm not there yet. When they say in Tagalog, it says what's that? Malayo pa pero malayo na. So it means like you're so far from your goal, but you're already far from your where you came from. So I would say, yeah, I'm like that, but I can't say I'm in the neutral, that I'm like halfway. I don't think I'm halfway. And yeah, but I'm truly, truly so blessed for everything that I have and in what I'm, doing in my life, in my everyday life. It's just that I have so much plans, and I think I'm too young for me to decide for myself that I'm already,
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, there's just so much that, yeah. And I have to grow a lot too, like in myself, in my whole personality, being, everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Enjoy the process, because like when you're
sure.
young, like that's when like the most potential is, right? But yeah, I'm just so excited for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you're
ate.
already like, you have a good, what is it, head on your shoulders? Is that the
The
term?
shampoo?
Not head and shoulders.
Yeah, a good like path in mind or something.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
you're
know.
on. I feel like, I mean, from people who have witnessed, you're on a good path, especially for your
Yes,
age too.
yes.
Like, yeah. So you're on
21.
21. Wow, 21.
Going back to the question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what was the question?
We can
again?
all answer it, I guess.
Oh yeah. What?
What is something that you are grateful for that God kind of instilled?
Okay.
What uniqueness are you appreciative of
Yes.
for yourself?
Okay. I'm so like blessed that God blessed me for like a open mind, because then I can like make like have good relationships with like other people and friends, like friendship especially, because you have your family and you're born with your family, but the friends that you make along the way, like you like pick each other too. So those are the things that you're gonna like, your spirit will carry on like forever if you think about it. And I'm like, wow, I'm just so grateful for like the people around me too. I can't thank them enough, because they're the ones who will like really help you grow, and then that's like where your personality and stuff like develops. Yeah, I think it's so beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah,
love it.
friendship.
What about you, Elaine?
Wait, I forgot my answer. Okay, cut. For me, it's kind of like similar with Alina. For me, what I really like is I'm glad, and what I like about is like the struggles that actually God is giving me. I know it sounds weird, but hear me out. I'm really glad because like God, you really trusted me for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I like having that mindset that that God gave you that struggle that it seems like you can't overcome it. It's like you like thank God you gave me this because you trust me that I can actually
Yes.
get over this. And it's like a beautiful testimony right after. That's why I'm really glad to like start over from the bottom, because like when you overcome that, it's just like what she said, it's really it's beautiful and it's nice to share to other people. And that's like something that I like to have, is like a beautiful testimony, and like to how to share to other people. And so they get inspired too, because we want to have a lot of people going to heaven. We don't want it to be just like us. And or just like them, Lord. But yeah, I'm really grateful for everything that has been happening with my life, whether it's good or bad, because God, trusted me for that. That's it.
Yeah, because he wouldn't give you
Yes.
something that you couldn't handle.
He'll just give you enough.
Yes.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Even though we think that's a little too much. Like, it's
Yeah.
enough.
And sometimes hearing from other people like what they're going through, I'm thankful that God didn't give me that, because I know for a fact that I can't overcome that one. So thank you
Like,
for
let me
giving
stop
me this,
Um,
So yeah, still be grateful even with the
grateful.
struggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
ahead.
Like, you know how earlier I was saying like we have to extend our gratitude, but like also our generosity. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
Generosity.
That's so
We
true.
can see it.
Please
We're
see it.
generous.
Very
Starbucks
generous.
after.
Oh my.
Blessed to be a blessing.
A planting fund.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right. So I guess for me, as we wrap up soon, I think it's a mix of both of your guys. Honestly, I'll start with Aaliyah's. Basically highlighting strength, especially the strength that the Lord gives you, because I've been
Yes.
through so much, and not to say that no one else has, but so much that I feel like no kid should have gone through, no person should go through, and to realize later that God gives the biggest trials to his strongest soldiers, which was like I couldn't even wrap my head around that idea, but it also made sense to me. Of course, in the time that it's happening, it does not make sense, but when you look back, it's like, oh, that's why you put me through that. And because of all the things that I've been through, and him guiding me through it, and helping me build a testimony, it's caused me to become more empathetic and compassionate towards others, because I'm not the only one who, we're all not exempted to the trials of this world. And if I had not been through what I've been through, I wouldn't be able to connect with the mass, people that I'm able to connect with from all different backgrounds and stories. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm able to connect with these people on a certain level. I'm grateful that that God is using my testimony to kind of build a bridge between, uncomfortable conversations, and how we can all come together because of, our testimonies in our life. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And I would never say I wish my life happened a different way, because even if it was tough, like I'm super blessed of how God has transformed what was a mess into a message. Yeah.
Wow. Amen.
Wow. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's a wrap on today's episode. It was so good.
Yes.
Yay, we did it. I want to thank you guys again for being here, and thank you guys for those who listened all the way through. And like you can hear from our conversations, we're not perfect. We're all figuring it out every single day. And I think there's a beauty in that, where I think it'll lessen the tension too on you. I think there's a great beauty in being broken a little bit, because that brings people together and can start conversations, and help you gain a little bit more grace for yourself. So if you've been encouraged by today's episode, please let us know, and we'd love to continue the conversation. If anything resonated with you, don't hesitate to message us or email us. And yeah, thank you guys again for listening to my lovely guests. Hopefully we could see you guys again for another topic, but I think this definitely brought some level of healing for me, and just affirmation and just encouragement, and I hope it did the same for you. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and follow us on any podcast platform that you use, and on our social medias. And we had a wonderful Harvest Festival last night. So we've been so grateful to meet you guys in person. And so please sign up for our email list, because we have some events we're trying to do once a month. But you won't know if you aren't signed up for the email list, because we want to keep it intentional and special for you guys, and specially created for you. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, guys, to always love, to always be curious, and to always
Ponder.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay! We did it.
Success. 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Let's rate it right now.
Yes.